coffee needed.
Oh, good morning from Origins 2018. I am here with James, who used to be Druid City and is now Skybound.
Yeah.
Very cool. And we're looking at Grim Masquerade. You want to give us a quick run through?
Absolutely. So in the Grim Masquerade, it's a hidden identity card strategery deduction game. So it's not like a coup or a resistance where you're socially trying to like ask people questions. It is strategic with your card play.
Okay.
So each character has a artifact that they need to get. They need 3 of those.
Okay.
But they also have an artifact in the game that will put them out of the game.
Their Arch Nemesis?
Yeah, and it only
kryptonite.
needs 2 of those.
Okay.
Okay? And so what happens on your turn, really simple, you draw 2 cards, and you'll take the artifacts, you'll choose one to put in your own tableau, because you're trying to attain 3,
okay.
And then you'll choose another player to give one to them. So what happens, cut this out on the B-roll. There we go. If I was to play this on another player and give them their second of the same artifact,
right?
If they are the character, like for this is Red Riding Hood for a disguise,
yes.
It would put them out.
Okay.
Now if they may say, I'm not red, so they would take their player cube and they put it on the board, and now we've narrowed the scope of who that player could be.
Ah, okay.
And through this, they can also now, you've given them a disadvantage. You've learned who they are. However, if their player was Big Bad Wolf, they only need 1 more of these to win.
Yeah.
Right? And or they can discard these, and that fuels the power board. And so there's some really cool individual powers here. So the one thing that I'm really proud about this game, everybody who plays these types of games go, it's got player elimination. I don't like that.
That's forbidden.
Neither do we.
Right.
Neither do we. So we have this mechanic. It's called the guess mechanic. So if you're put out, you take the guess deck, and you take the card of the player or the character that you think's going to win, right?
Okay.
And then you still, so you take that, sit to the side, and then you still are in the game when it comes to your turn. You still get to put out an artifact onto somebody's board, so you can still kind of drive the game where you want it to go.
Interesting, okay.
So if the player that you choose wins, you win with them.
Ah, cool. That's fantastic. I love that.
And this game, it only takes like 10 or 15 minutes to play around. You
okay.
normally play a few rounds, and then you have an overall winner after
8
playing.
players?
It can go to 6.
6.
2 to 6.
Are these like bonus characters, or what am I like? Or did I not count correctly?
Yeah. Hey, we just set this thing up.
And ask when it's going to be available.
We have, when you play 5 and 6 player, there's another set of characters that come out and artifacts.
Okay.
So,
very cool. All right, so when is this coming out?
We're shooting for, it's going to go straight to retail.
Okay.
And we're shooting for end of the year, so hopefully before Christmas.
Awesome. So should we talk Kickstarter for just 2 minutes?
We can, absolutely.
What cool stuff you got coming to Kickstarter?
So we got a game coming to Kickstarter called Tidal Blades.
Tidal Blades.
Tidal, like water. So it's like a high water fantasy situation. There's humans. This is a word that rednecks from Alabama have a hard time saying. Anamorphic. Got it. It's animal people things.
Animal people things.
So there's like crocodile races and like some sort of fish race thing.
Cool.
Anyway, we're working with Mr. Cuddington, David and Lena, who did Santorini, Brass.
So it's going to be gorgeous.
It's going to be gorgeous. Oh, they did a little game called The Grim Forest.
Oh, yeah.
So it's worker placement, custom dice chunking, a whole lot of dice mitigation. Don't get all upset.
Mitigation, control.
Strategy. Dice control. And it has, the coolest thing for me is that the player boards have these dials on them.
Okay.
And you're turning the dials trying to get certain things unlocked, so it unlocks powers for you to be able to do things on the board.
Cool. When is that coming?
So we're hoping the Kickstarter is going to hit in September-ish.
Okay.
So
late
could be
fall.
August if, we get our stuff together.
All right.
Probably September.
We'll let you guys know. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you, James. Had a good time.
Yeah, man.
Have fun, man. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Hey guys, Origins 2018. I'm with Billy Dunmire, and we're here at Iello's booth, and we're looking at the game Raids. Billy, can you give us just a quick overview of the game? Give us an idea of what we're looking at?
Absolutely. So in Raids, we are Vikings.
Awesome, of course.
In typical Viking fashion, we're going on voyages. We're going to be sailing around this track here, going all the way to complete one voyage. We're going to do that 4 times. The entire way, we're going to be looting and pillaging and selling goods and slaying monsters, collecting runes, all things that, Vikings should be doing.
Absolutely. This is our little tableau, it looks like? Or
Absolutely.
Are we a round tracker? What are we doing with this?
Yeah, so the cool thing about this whole setup here is everyone's got their own ship. We all start off empty for some reason. And as we collect our Viking crew, they're going to head on these shields
cool
here.
Axes.
Oh, absolutely. For every shield is how many Vikings you can hold. So this is your crew. Now the downside is you collect some loot here.
Some pigs?
Some goods. These are some pigs. These are some barrels. And as they go on your ship, you'll see it still completes the ship. The art still stays set, but now I don't have any room for Vikings. You want your ship faster, you want more Viking, get sails, but now I have fewer shields. So the whole time you are collecting goods, but keeping that nice balance of Vikings, because Vikings let us fight each other.
Gotta fight.
So I can have a whole crew full of nothing but pigs and sheep,
but
and
if you get attacked,
I'm helpless.
Done for.
Completely helpless.
Interesting, cool. How long of a gameplay?
Probably 45 minutes, 50 minutes, if that. Like, it's a very quick, succinct, concise experience.
Awesome. 4 players?
4 players, yes, sir.
What's it retail for?
45.
And it's available right here now?
Right now, right
awesome.
this moment.
So they can get it from Iello or from their local friendly game store and all that good stuff?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. So you heard it. Check it out. Raids. Thanks so much, guys.
Okay, so I'm here at Origins with AJ from Colossal Games, and we just finished playing Combo Fighter. AJ, tell us a little bit about it.
So, Combo Fighter is probably our most gateway-friendly game that we have so far. It takes about, what, 10 to 15 minutes after you learn the game?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get into, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just sit down and you can start beating on your opponents immediately. And it's a game that everyone understands because it starts out with a little rock, paper, scissors mechanic, whether you're striking, dodging, or just blocking. And after that, if you do manage to get a strike through, you're going to combo out onto your opponent. Wow, I said that in the cheesiest way possible. I apologize. Anyway, you're going to try and combo out onto your opponent, just like playing all these cards from your hand and reach special abilities on your characters, just playing through your decks and just trying to beat their face as quickly as possible.
So this is coming to Kickstarter, right?
Kickstarter, yes. It's coming to Kickstarter right now at the end of June. This is from Potmaker Studios, the people that brought you London Dread a few years ago. So we're happy to see them throwing their hat back in the ring with another game. We're so happy to be working with them on this one.
What do you think that the game is going to run for? Now, you have more than one level, right? There's the smaller game and the larger one. Tell us a little bit about that.
Exactly. Now that we've gotten a few games under our belt, we wanted to mix up the formula a little bit, and we're going to have like a little intro box. So for $15, you can get just 2 of the heroes. It's not going to have anything else, no stretch goals, but this allows you just a very wallet-friendly option. I just want to see what's going on in the game. After that, you can get the bigger boxes that feature 8 heroes altogether, or 6 heroes, depending on which level you get, as well as any of the stretch goals we're going to unlock during the campaign.
Yeah, well, this was very fun. Thanks for showing it to us.
Hey, thank you so much for sitting down and playing. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Hey, it's Melissa with Tantrum House. I'm here at Origins, and I'm with Evan here with Van Ryder Games, and he has some awesome stuff to show us.
So our new stuff that we're just have fresh off the boat at Origins are our graphic novel adventures. So we have 5 different ones. They basically function like choose your own adventure books, but they're comics. So as you're going through, you're going to fill out character sheets like so, and as you turn, there's going to be different frames, and you're going to go to other frames. So it's just like choose your own adventure, but it's with a graphic novel format. So this is our horror one, creepy house you have to explore. We've got Sherlock Holmes, which is awesome. You get to play as Sherlock or Watson. Sherlock, of course, is a jerk, as always. You've got Your Town, which is actually a Wild West. You're building your own city. It's actually kind of like Sim City. You got a whole map. You like build different buildings. You do all kinds of cool stuff. This is Loop Guru, where you get turned into a werewolf right at the beginning, and you have to deal with that. This is our kind of role-playing-esque D&D kind of. There's like a character sheet in the back, stats and all kinds of stuff you fill out. And finally, we have Tears of a Goddess, in which you're a bounty hunter in kind of a mystical oriental land, and you have to hunt down these thieves who've stolen something precious from the temple. So they're really awesome. They're a lot of fun. I love them. We want to make more of them, many of them. So yeah.
We pledged for this one, so we're really excited, Kevin and I, about doing this one.
Yeah. So graphic novel adventures, and you can find out more on our website at vanrydergames.com, and that's Ryder with a Y.
Hey guys, we're here at Origins 2018. We got a huge lineup of games that we're going to run through. I'm here with designer Alex Cutler and Matt Fantastic. Oh my gosh, what a cool name. We're going to start off with Expansity, and I'm just going to jump in and let you guys give us the rundown of the games.
All right, sounds good. So Expansity is a Gen Con launch. It's coming out from Breaking Games. This is sort of like a SimCity-esque experience. You are building a city out on the table that is both expanding flat on the table. You're laying tiles that represent city blocks, and then you're also building vertically in the spaces you claim for your towers. So what you're trying to do is get into the best areas. Your scores are determined based on hidden contracts that you're going after about triggering certain events within the city, as well as the actual value of the real estate in which you're building.
Very cool. So from Breaking Games, 2 to 4 players.
2 to 4 players.
Available now?
Available at Gen Con. Hot launch at Gen Con.
All right, very cool. It looks gorgeous. Love it. Tell us about this little one up front. Who's on that one?
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is Matt and I together. This is from Lay Waste Games, makers of Dragoon. They have these really cool metal pieces that they used in Dragoon. And we designed this game for them as a use for those molds they had, right? So they'd already made these molds. They wanted to do...
They feel really good. If you can, I don't know if you can... Your watchers can't get this, but if you pick these up and then you roll them, it's like super satisfying.
Yes.
So that was really it. I was standing in the booth and just playing with the like extra pieces they had, and then was like...
And you're like, this could be a game.
Yeah, we need to make a game out of it.
Yeah, the texture,
tactile experience.
Yeah, visually, awesome, very cool.
So that's a little dexterity game. It plays lightning fast for basically any player count. You roll them out on the table, and then you're flicking the dragon skull to hit the gold human skull, going through different gates that are formed by the other colored skulls. That is out now. It's for sale here at Origins, and it's going to be for sale at Gen Con, and then widely after that.
What's the retail on it?
$12 right now, hoping to get it down to $10 at a larger distribution level.
Cool, very cool. X-Files, what do we got there?
So this X-Files game came out like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
It is one of the games in the Everything is Connected storytelling series, put out by IDW.
Yes.
So in this one, you are taking turns playing as Mulder, and what you're going to do is you are going to be given a conspiracy that you need to explain to everyone else who is playing as like an FBI committee to figure out why you're such an idiot. And so a luxury liner that vanished in the Bermuda Triangle in 1939 reappears 60 years later. Scully already delivered her reasoning. This is some totally normal thing happened, right? But Mulder is going to have to explain like what actually happened. And so everybody's going to put out some evidence, and then Mulder has to use that evidence to tell a convincing sort of like, no, this is actually what was going on. But one of the things that I like most about it is twist in the scoring. So a lot of storytelling games, people feel like they're on the spot.
Vote for the guy.
So this, it's one person who is playing as Mulder, and then every other player is as the tribunal. Without talking, you're going to vote thumbs up or thumbs down. If you vote with the majority, you get a point. So actually, it's most everybody else that is really earning points because they believe it or don't believe it. So it's sort of a secret social collusion game, storytelling driven.
All right, and then next up we got That's Not Lemonade. Tell us about that.
So this is a game that Tuesday Night Games has out. They made 2 Rooms and a Boom.
Yeah, okay.
This is actually live on Kickstarter right now. So this particular copy of it is sort of a pre-production.
Okay.
Like these are going to be tiles, stuff like that. You will still be getting the children's size shot glasses. And so this was a game that was originally published as You Mad Bro, and we put it out. We did a short run of it. They really liked it. They picked it up. They did a much bigger production. They rethemed it. And it is just a push your luck, super looking each other in the eyes and trying to guess if you want to hit or stand. You're trying to get the most lemons without hitting a That's Not Lemonade card. If you hit a That's Not Lemonade card, you're out for the round. But otherwise, you're just playing cards face down. Ice is just dead weight. And at some point, everybody's going to pass, or everybody except one person is going to bust. Everybody that passes reveals their cards. Whoever has the most lemons gets a point. But the way you track points, and this is where it gets more interesting, is that you take one of the lemon cards out and put that under your character card. And so as you're playing through the game, the odds are changing, so it becomes riskier and riskier, and so the strategy of how hard you're going to push it becomes very different throughout the game. So it has like a really nice little narrative arc to it.
And the cups are for actually serving lemonade while you play?
You can. Primarily they're used because you're going to like take a shot, you're going to pass, or you're going to be out.
Awesome.
So they give a really nice little visual indication. Plus, I mean,
little
it's like,
tactile experience.
Yeah, it's also a game about drinking for children.
Right.
So,
the games that we're playing these days.
Yeah.
All right, we got what's up front. This looks cool.
This is a game called Existentialism. We also have a little expansion for it.
Okay.
This is a social metagame kind of thing that you're going to do at a party, at a game night, at a convention. You're going to do it something while you're doing other things, right? And there's just little triggers on these cards. So if someone does the thing, someone asks what time it is, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool, and you just give them this. And so it has like a little quote, time flies when you're having fun, happiness only speeds your sprint to the finish line. Then we got, let's see, someone tells you their demo is really quick. This is one from the convention expansion, and you just hand it this, and it says, our time on Earth is so brief. So it is really dark. And fun, and we really like it. We've made people upset. It gets super real,
That's
but
hilarious.
also it's funny.
Keeps you busy in the background.
It's $5 in these little envelopes, and basically the idea is that you can buy it and distribute it, and you give it out. It's kind of a game that lives in a convention-type space.
Cool.
You'll keep a bunch of them in your
It's fun
pocket. You'll
going
kind of
through
give
the
them out.
day,
Yeah. If you're at a
become
game
the
night,
life
you
of
get
the
them
party
back.
because yeah.
Exactly. At a game night, you take them back, but at a convention, you just let them out into the wild, and it's kind of like, you're doing
never
this
see them
fun
again.
thing for
You had a
people.
great experience.
But it's $5, right?
Excellent.
And you get to have a great time with it.
What's up in front of that?
Okay, so Love Means Nothing right here is a real-time tennis game for exactly 4 players. This came out of the line of games we do that usually starts with a pun name and then turns into something else. So Love Means Nothing is a little bit of a riff on like the tennis scoring, but then also it's a game for couples. So you've got 2 on one side against 2 on the other side. You are laying down shots that you're making, tennis shots. So you're shooting like to the back right of the other court or the front left of the other court.
Okay.
And then you start counting down 1 Wimbledon, 2 Wimbledon, 3 Wimbledon. You get to 5 Wimbledon. The other person has missed their shot and they're knocked out. But if they can respond with the appropriate location, they can hit it back to you and keep going.
Very cool.
So it's great because it leads to a lot of. It's best when played with your actual like significant other, or like someone you're really good friends with, because you get real with it. Like, how did you miss that shot? You know,
You're not supposed to curse.
Yeah, actually, we didn't know up ahead of time. So, how the heck did you miss that shot? Selective editing.
How is it that you're the one?
I don't know. You were very well behaved.
You're doing really great.
You did. You only said a few.
So you're just back and forth. Do women always win this game? Because I feel like I am not fast enough to know which one.
It's a very just you're just playing it quickly and you're bouncing back and forth and
it's like
just
30-second round and then you play again.
It's like tennis style, and you can play as long and as short as you want because you can play like a full tennis match, which will take a while, or you just play like a few hands, and it's a really quick, easy filler.
Cool. All right. Before there were stars. Who's got this one?
So this is a myth-telling game.
Okay.
That is driven. Alex had this great idea of what if dice. I don't know if you can't really see these super well. Maybe we'll do a little B-roll close-up.
Yeah.
What if the pips are stars?
Yeah.
And you're using those to make constellations.
Okay.
And so we bounced around all these different ideas based on that really incredible just core premise, and ended up on a storytelling game where what you were doing is you were going to be claiming different constellations, which you were then going to use to tell the mythology of your people.
Okay.
You shake up these dice, you roll them out on the table, that is your night sky.
And
then
you figure out how to...
You can see which constellations you have access to for your storytelling, and then you're going to go through a little progression of in the beginning, and you tell the first part of your story, and everyone goes around the table and tells it. And then a great hero emerges.
So you're going through, and what's really nice with the constellations is that you are having the same characters recur, right? So let's say I started in the skull, so now the skull is actually one of the central figures because he was in the beginning, right?
Gotcha.
The skull's in the beginning, but then the skull can continue to make appearances all the way through your mythology. And some stuff's going to thread in and out because you're required to use some of your older cards.
Yeah.
You can use all of them if you want, but you're always adding new things as you're making your way through the mythology. So you find that you're actually building this real cohesive kind of concept around what it is. Another thing, and this is us being really pretentious and wonderful, is that one of the takeaways on a deeper level is that we're all kind of looking at stars and we're all trying to create these explanations. It's kind of a universal human experience that we're looking up and finding this stuff that we want to explain. How did we get here? How did we start? And everyone's kind of doing that. And so the stories that we're telling, the details are always different, but the big arcs are kind of always the same, right?
Yeah,
so
it can be played for laughs or it can be very serious and earnest.
Cool.
One more thing I'll say about this one real
quick
quick is that one of the neat things we've managed to do is we've partnered with the teacher to actually draw up lesson plans for this game. It can be used in classrooms, actually.
Cool.
We've went through all the common core bullet points and found the ones that matched up, so it can be used to learn about like the human creation myth type from a historical perspective, or like the story arcs in an English perspective. So
one thing too that I forgot about the scoring in this one.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a bag. if you're a player. And what you're going to be doing is you have these little plastic stars. There's also orange ones too. And what you're going to be doing is passing the bags around and secretly adding stars, either 2 points, 3 points, or 4 points,
based on
which story it is, and you have to distribute them. But you don't see who gave it, you don't see who saw it, and then at the very end of the game, you're going to kind of dump it out and add your score together. And so you don't feel this pressure of like, oh man, I really screwed that up.
Yeah,
and everyone's like,
terrible,
you failed, right?
Yeah.
You can have a terrible round, but then you're going to open your bag and you're like, oh, there's some good stuff. And then at the very end, there's also a bonus phase where you call out the moments that you thought were the best, and then eventually award an actual bonus. You just give a bonus point to somebody. I really loved it when you did X.
Cool. Real clever. All right. So last up, Human Era.
Yeah, and this is the last one. This is one that we just did the development on.
Okay.
So this one is also this one is Smirk and Laughter.
Smirk and Laughter. Their new line.
So Human Era is also published by Lay Waste Games. We did development on it. We are not the designers.
Okay.
That is Zach and Jake Givens.
Oh, good.
But they do really cool stuff. These are the guys that did Dragoon again.
Yeah.
So you can see from the art, like it's really great.
Very cool.
And this is a game about the entropic disaster of humans starting to time travel. And so basically what's happening is you screwed it all up. I can say screwed, right?
Yes, you're good on that.
So you screwed it all up. And what you're trying to do is get things to the right time, right? So at the rise of civilization, we actually want a Neanderthal there.
Okay.
The Age of Dinosaurs, we don't want a machine because that's in the future.
Screw it all up, yeah.
And the thing is that, unfortunately, in the time stream, we have secret identities.
Ooh,
so there are machines who want the world to explode. There are humans who want to fix everything.
Got it.
And then there are cyborgs that are
half and
half. With a variety of outcomes, let's say. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be rolling dice to see where things are popping in the time stream.
Okay.
But then everybody's going to be submitting cards to try to fix it. Well, not everybody. You're choosing you have a captain with this cool little wrench.
Yes, he gets to pick
and you're discovering exactly who you're going to bring with you on this crew. But the key is that everything chains, which is really exciting. So what you're doing is you're looking at, okay, so there was a Neanderthal there, there's a machine there, right? So the way time works is that you can't have paradoxes, right? So this machine comes out, and then that makes this machine disappear.
Ooh.
Right? So you're unlocking or revealing a Neanderthal in the right time.
Okay.
So you can get these big stacks going, and you're kind of like chaining stuff together,
hoping
to try to get things to work out the way you want it to before the game ends.
So equal teams, or one guy is like, I guess it's based on player count probably?
Yeah, so it's based on player count. You're going to have, there's always going to be one of each.
Okay.
And then depending on how you scale it up, there's going to be, more humans, more machines. And then eventually if you're playing with the full player count, of up to 10, you're going to have multiple cyborgs as well.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. Well, cool. Thank you guys so much for the rundown. We covered a lot of territory. Appreciate it very much. Thank you guys. And we will look forward to getting some reviews and things put together for some of these in the near future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys.
Check out all this cool stuff. We totally are like a morning show right now.
We are. Join us next time for our 2-hour interview. See you guys next time.